எவ்வளவு அதிகமா இருக்கு. ஃப்ரூட் சாப்பிட்டுருந்தாரு. சாப்பாடு கம்மியா சாப்பிட போகுது.
Moving on. So we'll start in 5 minutes. So wait for the 5 minutes. The people are join, guys.
Hello. Hi everyone. Am I audible, guys?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, that's great. Okay,
Yes.
so yeah, we can start. Just give me a second, guys. Okay, so I guess first of all, welcome back, guys. So in the last session, we discussed about the SonarQube, right? How the SonarQube is going to work, how we can start the SonarQube server, how we can integrate the SonarQube server, right? So So our plan is to work on some kind of like Java application. I mean, we have some plan to work with the Spring Boot application. So let's discuss first about, I mean, how we can create some kind of Spring Boot application first, how to integrate the Spring Boot application with our database, right? Then how we can write the REST APIs, right? Because in every interview is going to ask that type of questions: have you worked on the REST API or not, right? This is very, very, very important, right? And later we can, I mean, we can complete our Spring Boot application, and this application we can deploy it on our cloud area, right? That we already discussed about the EC2 instance, right? What exactly the EC2 instance, how we can create the virtual machine, right? Then also we discuss about the Kubernetes, right? Also we discuss about the SonarQube, right? So our plan is to deploy our Spring Boot application or any kind of application on our cloud area or cloud infrastructure, right? So now we are here, we can create the virtual machine. On this virtual machine we can able to deploy our application, but that we need to like do with our real-time application, right? So before going to the deployment process, we need to ensure that we need to create first of all any Spring Boot application or any web application, right? Later we can connect this application to the Jenkins, right? We already did with done with our Jenkins installation, Jenkins POC, right? We had created one I guess Maven application, right? And this Maven application is connected to our Jenkins, right? So I mean, instead of this Maven application, first of all, let's create one web application, and this web application will try to connect the Jenkins. Later from this Jenkins we can connect this application to the Kubernetes, right? And we can able to deploy our application from this load balancer. So this is the normal process in the every organization, how to deploy our application on the Kubernetes infrastructure. Before there, we have lots of stuffs like Jenkins, we have like SonarQube that we need to review our application. Later we can, I mean, create one Swagger file as well, right? For testing purpose, right? So everything we need to discuss here. First of all, let's try to create the Spring Boot application, and later we can try to, I mean, this is not this is not going to cover in our one session, guys. It will take like around 2 to 3 sessions, right? Because in the one session we can able to create the Spring Boot application code implementation part. Later second session we can connect the Spring Boot application to the database, and after that this application we can deploy on the MySQL, on the Jenkins server, right? And later Jenkins to Kubernetes we can create the pipeline, and from the Kubernetes we can able to access our application through the browser, right? This is the normal process. In between there we can use there the Docker as well, right? For the containerization platform, right? We can create the image for our application. In between this we can create the Swagger, right? To testing purpose we need to review our application by using the SonarQube, right? So every advanced technologies that we need to invoke here, and we will going to deploy our application through this infrastructure part, guys. So this is our normal process. Every organization is going to work on this like of steps, right? But this is not a, I mean, this is not a single person work, right? There have some lots of departments are there. The front end department is there, then back end is going to work only on this coding part, right? Then deployment department is there, I mean, infrastructure department is there. Infrastructure department will give you to the infrastructure part, and that is our responsibility here. We need to create the infrastructure, we need to create the code implementation part, right? We need to deploy our application, right? This is not a single department part in our organization, but we are going to handle every area here. We need to handle first coding part, later we need to handle the infrastructure part, and after that we need to deploy our application on this infrastructure, guys, right? So you have some idea about how we can create the infrastructure, right? we already discussed about the EC2 instance, which is nothing but one of the cloud service, which is most demandable service in the market, right? Which comes from the AWS, right? So EC2 is basically elastic compute cloud. By using this, we can create the virtual machine, right? And on this virtual machine, we can able to deploy our application jar file or application, what we can say that just give me a second, guys. I have one call. Just give me a second, please. Yeah, sorry, guys. So basically our aim is to like create the Spring Boot application, and then Spring Boot application will deploy it on our EC2 virtual machine. Later we can connect this application to the Jenkins. Jenkins will build our application. Jenkins will review our Jenkins will give you the build, and this build we can connect to our Docker image, and later we can pull this Docker image to our Kubernetes infrastructure part, and from there we can able to access our application through the load balancer, right? Load balancer DNS IP will be generated at this moment, guys, right? So this is the normal process, but there have lots of work will be there, because so every work is going to handle by us, right? I mean, we are only responsible to create the infrastructure, we are only responsible to code implementation, and we are only responsible to code testing as well, right? To sorry, guys, to the Postman, to the Swagger, right? And we are only responsible to check the code quality using the Sonar Cube, right? So that's why in last few days we discussed about the infrastructure part, right? Infrastructure in the sense of like what is the EC2, what is the Jenkins, right? What is the load balancer, what is the Kubernetes infrastructure part, what is the Sonar Cube, right? So now this time we can use the real-time application, and for this real-time application we need to write the code in our Spring Boot tool, right? Or Spring tool suite. So basically in the organization, some of the peoples are going to use this STS, Spring Tool Suite ID, and some of the peoples are going to use the IntelliJ, right? So we can use anything what you like, wherever we are compatible. So accordingly, I had downloaded here the Spring Tool Suite, and in the Spring Tool Suite, we can create one web application, right? So first of all, let's discuss about the REST first. What exactly the REST? Because we need to create the REST API, guys, right? So later we can work on which kind of application that we need to create here, right? We have the different domain. We have the banking domain, we have the e-commerce domain, we have the telecom domain, right? Then we have the security domain, right? Every domain we have, right? We have the different domains, so we can choose one of the domain from there and we can create the application accordingly, right? So I hope you are able to see my screen, everyone. Are you able to see my screen, guys?
Yes, we can see.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, let's discuss about the REST API first. What exactly the REST API, guys, right? Let me write here first, REST API, right? So let's discuss about the introduction part of the REST API, guys. What is the REST? REST is nothing but the representational state transfer, right? Is a design style for building the scalable application, right? It is the one of the design that we need to know like about what are the types of the designs are available, or system design is also available in our organizational part. Because whenever we need to create any kind of application, first of all we need to work on the system design for this application, guys, right? System design means how to create this application, what are the modules, what are the tools that we need to invoke for our application, right? Then how we can deploy this application, which platform we can use for this application to deploy, right? Then which infrastructure we can use here. I mean we have the EKS, we have the ECS, right? It means elastic container service and elastic Kubernetes service, right? And later how we can create the DNS, it means domain name system, and accordingly people can able to access our application, right? This is nothing but the part of the system design. Now we need to create first the REST API, or we need to create the REST. REST is nothing but the one of the state transfer which is used for design style and building scalable application, right? Let me write here first. Let me write here the REST. What is the REST, guys? This is nothing but the representational state transfer, right? So this is nothing but the REST, guys, right? Representational state transfer, right? Is one of the design style. Is let me write here as a design style, right? For building scalable web services, right? So what is the web services, guys? Web services it's nothing but whenever we are going to, we can say that one of the example, you just go to the Google and type there www.amazon.com, right? Or we can say that www.flipkart.com. Those are the e-commerce application, right? So also we have the www.geo.com, right? This is the telecom application. That is nothing but the web, right? According to this web, we can able to access the application, right? So how we can able to access this application? Through the REST, right? It means REST is responsible for building the scalable web services, right? Whenever we are going to try to log in through the Amazon, Amazon or Flipkart, you can able to see the infrastructure inside of this application, guys. You can able to see the UI part of this application, right? You can able to, you can able to purchase the product, right? You can see the product, you can purchase the product, you can draft the product, right? Then how we can create that like of application? So for that, we required here the REST, guys, because REST is responsible for design style for building scalable web services, right? According to these web services, we can able to access this kind of application. We can purchase the product, right? So admin is also have the access to add the product for this web application, or for this Amazon application, or for this Flipkart application, right? So everything is going to manage by this REST, guys. So REST is responsible for get the details. REST is responsible for update the details. REST is responsible for if we don't have this kind of product, then REST is also responsible for delete this project, delete this product, right? So for this, every scenario like get, like we have the put it means update the product, right? Suppose we have right now in the market we have iPhone 17 is right now in is working, right? Right now the people are going to purchase the iPhone 17. Some of the days the iPhone 19 is also coming, right? Accordingly admin have the access to update iPhone 19 with the price, with the state of this iPhone, right, or product. Then properties of this application, properties of this product, right? Everything that we need to add it in our e-commerce application, right, through the admin. So everything will be managed by the REST, guys, because REST have the power. There have some methods are available, right? That is nothing but the HTTP method, right? First of all, REST is nothing but it is the design part, right? It is a design to style for building scalable web services. And according to the REST, we can create, or inside of the REST, we have some methods are available. That is nothing but the HTTP method, right? So what are those HTTP methods, guys? There have some methods which is nothing but the get method. Right? Uh, Nishan, your voice, I mean, can you just mute your mic? I guess your video is on. Okay, no problem. Okay, so inside of this REST, we have some kind of different methods are available, right? We have the get method, right? So what does the get method? What is the purpose of this get method, guys? Right? Let me log in first. Amazon. I'll show you something. www.amazon.com, right? So what is this, guys? This is nothing but the web application, right? So suppose I want to create that like a web application, right? Because I want to sign in here, right? This is like United States. Okay, no problem. I want to sign in here. Later I want to, I mean, purchase the products, right? Those are the products that we want to purchase here, right? So how we can purchase those kind of products, guys? Suppose I want to go to the deal of top categories. Just click on this fashion, right? So if you want to get those products, right? So how we can get this product, guys, right? So for that we have some kind of, in the background we have the get method is available, right? So get method will fetch the product, right? So get method will fetch the data. So where is the data is available? Whenever the admin of this Amazon is going to push the data into the database, right? And we are the clients, right? Or we are the customer is going to get this product, right, by using this get method. So that's why in the rest we have one http method, that is nothing but the get method. So get method will help us to fetch the data, right? So you can write here or you can type here, like suppose I want to get iPhone 17, right? So how does this iPhone 17 comes into the picture, guys? Because internally get method is going to work, right? Whenever you can click on this phone, you will able to see the every properties of this iPhone 17, right? So we have the different types, like with the help of size, right? So we have the 256 GB, we have the 512 GB, right? So brand, what exactly the brand, what exactly the size of this screen, right? Everything you will get, or everything you can able to fetch, because of in the rest we have the get method, right? So get method will help us to fetch the data, and accordingly you can able to see on this UI part, guys, right? So that is nothing but the get method, and get method is a importance for I mean customer point of view, because everyone can able to see the I mean product, everyone can able to purchase the product by using this get method, right? Because that we want to get the product first, and accordingly we can go to the purchase, right? So this is nothing but the get method, right? For this get method we can get the all product, right? Let me write here, get all products, right? This is nothing but the first of the method of this http, right? Then we have the post method is as well there, right? What does this post method by is? Let's see one example, iPhone 17. Later we have the iPhone 19 is comes into the picture, or iPhone 19 is comes into the market. Accordingly, Amazon admin is going to added this product in our or in their Amazon shopping cart, right? For this, we need to add here the post method as well, right? Post method will help us to create the data, right? Or we can say that add new product. If you want to add the new product, and this only accessible for this admin of this application, guys, right? We cannot post the data, we can only the get the data, right? We only have the access for this get the data from Amazon, from Flipkart, or any kind of web applications, right? Those are the e-commerce application. But admin have the access for create the data, admin have the access to add the new products, right? Admin have the access to update the price of this product as well, right? Suppose we have the big billion days comes into the, I mean comes in the few days, I mean in the future, like around 25th of December we have the Christmas, right? Accordingly the price of this product will be decreased, right? Because they are giving us some kind of like offers, right? So accordingly the price is also decrease. Later 1st of January, the price gradually increased, right? That is nothing but the update the product price, right? So how we can update that kind of product price, guys? By using one more method that is called as a put method, right? So put method will help us to update complete record, right? Or we can say that update products price, right? Suppose I want to update the product price. Now 17 is available around 80 to 85,000, right? Now we have the Christmas, right? Accordingly, they are giving us like 10 to 15% of discount from this Amazon, right? So price is also going to decrease up to the 5 to 10,000, right? Accordingly, we can update, or admin can able to update the price of this phone or price of this any products, right? So this will done by put method, guys, right? First of all, get method will fetch the data, post method will create the data, right? Because new products is comes into the market, so accordingly Amazon admin will able to create the new product into this Flipkart, into this Amazon shopping cart application, right? Later we can able to like update the price, or we can able to update the what we can say that update the name of the product, right? Update the properties of this product, right? Everything we can update it by background by using this put method, guys. And the last one is the delete method, right? So what does the delete method? It will remove the data, right? It will remove the data, or we can say that delete product products, right? Delete product by name or by ID as well, right? Suppose I don't want to give this, I mean, don't want to show this iPhone 17 because iPhone 17 is lost in market, or we can say that like iPhone 17 is, I mean, not available right now, right? So accordingly, we can delete this iPhone 17 from our shopping cart, right? By using the ID, right? So every application or every product is created with the help of some unique ID, right? When the peoples, or when admin is going to create the product into our shopping cart, at this moment there is one ID is going to generated by default, right? And that ID will be the unique, right? Every product have the unique ID will be generated, right? And according to this ID we can remove the data, right? And we can delete this particular product, right? So with the help of delete we can did that kind of situation, guys. Suppose I don't want to show this product in my shopping cart, so we can delete this. I want to update the price for this particular product. We can update by using the put method. I want to launch new product in my shopping cart. According to the post method, we can able to add the new product, right? And those only accessible from this admin, right? Admin of this shopping cart, guys, right? Or admin of this Amazon, admin of this Flipkart, right? But we can able to get, right, the every peoples can able to get the data at I mean with the help of this get method, right? So those methods are available in our rest, guys, right? We have the four methods: get, post, put, delete, right? Get method will help us to get the data, post method will help us to create the data, put method will help us to update the data, and delete method will help us to delete the data, right? Now let's discuss about what e-commerce use cases overview on this methods, guys, right? So basically now I want to delete particular product, right? Or particular product by using the ID or by using the name, right? I want to update the price for this particular product, right? I want to create the new product with the help of name, with the help of description, with the help of property, with the help of stocks. How much stocks that we have for this product, right? So accordingly, we need to create some entities classes, right? So what does the entity classes, guys? Entity classes will help us to remove particular product. Entity classes will help us to add the name of our product. right? Entity classes will help us to add the description of our product, right? So accordingly we can create uh, uh, some entity classes. Let me write here first e-commerce use cases. First of all, are you guys clear about this point? What exactly the rest and what are the methods are available? I didn't write here the, I mean, errors, because we have some kind of errors as also created, or we can say that some kind of status codes, right? Like that of 200, like that of 500. You will able to understand later on this part, guys, because we need to create that kind of application practically. Accordingly, I'll show you how much, I mean, what kind of status code will be there when we can post the data, what will be the response, and what will be the response code will be there, right? We can able to get the data. If people can able to fetch the data, then people will get the response, right? And people will get the response code as well. Then what are the types of code, or what are the types of status codes are available for this according to this rest, guys? I'll show you everything. Okay, so meanwhile, are you guys clear about those methods, everyone? Or
Yes.
any doubt on it?
No, sir.
Okay, okay, that's great. Let's discuss about, let me write here, e-commerce use cases, right? Use cases overview, that we can say that, right? So we will build one, we will try to build one mini e-commerce product model, guys. So what are the required parameter for our application, right? Let me go to the UI part of this Amazon, guys. So what are the required parameter that you can see? Size, right? Size is very mandatory, right? Because people can select the iPhone according to the size as well, right? People want to the 512 size, right? So this is the unlock right now, right? People want to the 256 size, right? Accordingly we can check the what exactly the price for this application or price for this product, guys. What are the colors are available, what exactly the brand of this product, guys. What exactly the operating system for this product, what exactly the RAM memory installed for this product, guys. What exactly the capacity of this product, everything we can able to see here. What is the description of this product, right? And the stock is available or not, that is also very important, right? And what exactly the price of this product, right? So for this we can create one entity class, right? Let me write here first. We can create first of all blueprint, and later we can going for this, going with this Spring toolsuit id, guys, right? Let me write here product entity. So what are the required product entity for this any product, guys? First of all, I want to post, right? Some, because admin, once admin is going to post the data to the database or to this application, then can only people can only able to fetch the data, right? So for this particular product, I want to post the data, I mean update the data, or we can say that post the data, we can create the data, and later people can able to access the data, right? So for posting the data or creating the new data, we need to create here the entity class, right? So in this entity we can add first of all id, because how we can know this product, guys? Because according to this, I mean, iPhone 17, we have the lots of phones are available here, right? Let me go back to there, right? Every phone have unique id, right? So people can, or admin can able to access this product by using the id only. Admin have only the access, I mean admin is only known about this product by using the id, right? So we can say that, so this is the product ID around one. I think 101, right? This product ID is around 125. This product ID is around 1001. This product ID is around 52, right? Every phone or every product have the unique ID, right? So for this, we can create one parameter that is nothing but the ID, and that should be the unique, right? Then the second parameter will be the name of this product. What exactly the name of this product? We have this mobile phone, right? Some of the, we have the fashion kits are there, right? We have the t-shirts, we we have the normal shirts, we have the formal shirts, right? So this is nothing but the name of our product, right? So for this we require to give here the name parameter, right? Then we can define their price of this product, right? What is the price for this particular product, right? Then we can define their description of the particular product, like this is the description for this particular product, right? Apple iPhone 17 Pro Max, right? Here 16 Pro Max, right? Here only 16, right? With 128 GB, right? So this is nothing but the description for this product, right? So every product have some description will be there, right? So suppose we have the shirts, right? Shirts color will be the description part, right? This is like around I mean brand of this product or brand of this shirts, right? So that is nothing but the part of the description. And later we can add here the stock as well, how much stocks will be there in our database, right? Because some of the persons can only able to fetch the product or purchase the product if we have the stocks are available in the database, right? So this is the mandatory field to update the stocks, right? So we can keep those only parameters, guys, because we just only did with the POC that we need to deploy this application. So that's why we just did some only I mean important will be there, right? The name is very important, price is also important, description and stock, right? And according to the ID we can identify the particular product, right? Now what are the APIs are required for this product, guys? APIs is nothing but application programming interface, right? It means what are the methods will be required there, right? Let me write here first API requirement, right? Which is nothing but the REST API requirements, right? So we required, first of all, we need to add the product, right? So for adding particular product, we need to add the post method, right? Because we added here HTTP method, the post method will help us to create the data or add the new product. So for adding the new product, we required here, or we need to give here like get method, we need to use the get method, right? So later sorry, post method again, sorry guys, to add the product we need here the post method, right? Later we have the, we want to, I mean customer want to get the product, right? Then we can add get all products. For this we can add the get API, or we can say that get method, right? Now customer want to get the product by ID, right? Because customer have or customer known about this particular product ID, then also we can create get product by ID, right? So according to the ID, customer also want to get the product, right? So we can say that the get method by ID, right? So this is also required for our API requirement. Then we can give the access for the admin to update the product, right? For this update the product, we have put method, right? Put method will help us to update the product, right? So we also invoke here the put method. And customer also want to delete the product, right? By using this delete method, right? So we can add in our product entity, we can add those fields, we can in the API requirements, we can add those kind of methods, right? To add the product by using the post method, to get all the product by using the get method, to get the products by using the ID by using the get by ID method. Then we can, or admin can update the product price by using the put method, and admin can able to delete the particular product by using the delete method, right? Now let's summarize like Spring Boot project setup, because we need to set up the project for this application, guys. The application is a very simple, right? we need to add the product price, we need to add the product name, we need to add the product description, we need to add the product stock, right? Those we need to add in our backend part, right? Backend part to the database, right? So database have the product list, right? Whatever data is going to updated by the admin by using the add product, those data will be generated in our database, guys, right? And according to this generated data, the peoples can able to access the data by using the get products or get by id products, right? So let's set up first the Spring application, right? Let me write here Spring Boot project setup. Spring Boot project setup, right? So if you want to create the Spring Boot project, then we have the Spring Boot ID that that I already created here. I already like downloaded this ID. You can able to download it from the Google. The name is Spring Tool for Eclipse, right? The version is 4.32, right? This is the latest version for the Spring Tool suite, right? This one of the options that you can download it from the Google, right? So instead of this, Spring Tool suite, we can create the Spring Starter project, right? Okay, so here you can go there, you can go to the new, you can click on this Spring Starter project, just click on this Spring Starter project, right? And here you can write the name of our project, guys. Let me write here the name as a e-commerce. Okay, e-commerce. Okay, so we can write the name as a e-commerce. Then you can select the type. I'm going to give you the type for build our application is a Maven. Okay, so packaging is a jar, or we can say that the var. I'm going to give you the var because this is our web application, right? Every web application packaging should be the var. And if you have the standalone application, like any WhatsApp application or any calculator type of application, camera applications, those are the jar applications, right? And those are nothing but the standalone application. So packaging should be the var for our web application. Our web application is e-commerce, right? So type of this web application is a Maven. According to the Maven, we can build our application. Packaging should be the var. Java 17 version I'm going to give here. You can select the 21 as well, or 25 is the latest version, right? This is recently launched, but stable version is a 17, so you can give here the 17, right? Then language is a Java. Right now we are going to work with the Java language. Now what does by group, guys? Group is nothing but our package name, right? I'm going to give here the package name that com.ecommerce. Okay, this is our base package name. Okay, then artifact is also nothing but our name of the project, right? This is nothing but the e-commerce. Then version is by default here like 000, sorry, 0.0.1 snapshot. This is the version. Then description, let me write here e-commerce as web application, right? This is the description part of our application, guys. And again here the package, you can same, the group name and package will be the same because this is nothing but our base package. Okay, just go to the next. Here you can select the dependency to build our application, right? You can select the Maven dependencies here because we already selected the Maven is a type of our project, right? So let me give you the dependency. You can select first dependency is a Spring Web, right? You can select there, automatically it will be selected here. And the next one is database dependency. So let's suppose we are the Oracle database. Let's suppose we are the MySQL database. Accordingly, you can select the dependency. Suppose I have the both databases like Oracle and MySQL, right? I'm going to give here the MySQL for our application. So you can select the MySQL driver, right? Just click on the next, right? And just click on the finish. So we require only those two dependencies. First one is a Spring Web and second one is a driver dependency. That is nothing but the MySQL, right? So what are the prerequisites for this application? just keep you remember, guys. First of all, you need to give here you need to download the STS tool. That is nothing but the Spring tool suite, right? Later, the Java should be active in your in your Windows, guys. So any kind of Java, like above 1.8, you can install the Java in your system. Let me check for my Java hyphen version. The Java 17 is for me is installed already, so you can also download and install the Java 17. And one more thing that we need to check here, ambient hyphen version. That is nothing but the Maven, because Maven will help us to build our application. And for me, Maven is a 3.9.9. Okay, so this is also latest version of the Maven, right? So you can download and install the Maven 3.9.9, and Java you can install 17 or 1.8 onwards. You can download any kind of Java till the 17. Okay, don't do for this 21 and 25. 25 is recently launched the Java. I guess this is not like stable version, so you can use here the 17 version of the Java. So later what we required here, let me check for this web application. Wait, let me open first of this e-commerce application. Okay, so in this e-commerce application, this is our web application. Okay, we have this default package name is a com.commerce that we already verified, right? And here is our main application. From this main application we can run our complete application, right? This is nothing but the main method. Some of the peoples are known about the Java language, guys, right? This is the main method. From this main method we can able to like run our application, guys, right? Now we have the resources folder. So resources folder have this application.properties file. So what does this application.properties file, guys? So by using this application.properties file, we can able to connect our application to this database, right? So for this database configurations, or for this database username, for this database password, so every configuration we can add in this properties file, guys, right? Because I want to connect my application to the database, right? So whatever the admin is going to update the product, or admin is going to create the product or post the product, those product need to add it into the database, guys, through this credentials, and those credentials will be available in this configuration file that is called as application or properties file. Some of this sometimes we have this application.yaml file as well, right? The syntax is different for this YAML file and properties file. We have the plain syntax like spring.application.name. This is our name of our application, right? So in the YAML file, we have the syntax only difference. We don't have this dot will be there, but one by one the line of parameter we can add there, right? For better way we can use here the application.properties file. In this properties file will help us to connect our application to the database. So keep remember, you have the id is installed, right? So id is have the source main Java, because we are going to use here the Java application. There we have the main application, right? Main application will help us to run our complete application, right? Then source main resources, we have this application.properties file, right? And in this application.properties file we can able to write the configuration for our application, because I want to connect my application to the database, right? We have the different databases. Let's suppose we have the MySQL database, right? So for this MySQL database we can write here the MySQL configurations like username, like password, like URL, right? So any kind of those credentials we can add in this application to properties file, and according to those credentials we can able to connect our application to the database, right? If we have the Oracle database, right, then we need to add the Oracle database configurations or credentials, right? Then next one is source test Java. So this will help us to create the test cases. Now I want to test my application, right? Like SonarQube will help us to review the application as well as check the code coverage, right? How many lines of code is going to tested by our unit test cases, right? So accordingly we need to add here the unit test cases, guys, because SonarQube later SonarQube will help us to check the code quality as well as the code coverage. So that's why we need to add the code unit test cases in this folder, guys. Source test Java. Instead of this, we have this e-commerce application test, and here you can write the test cases, right? Once we're done with our application, then you can able to write here the test cases, guys, right? Let me close this one. Okay, now we have this JRE system library. Those are some libraries which are help us to build our application, which are help us to connect our application to the database, right? So like we had added those two dependencies only, like Spring Web dependency, and second one is a MySQL dependency, right? So for this Spring Web dependency, what are the JRE's files are required? Those files, JRE or JDK files, those files will be downloaded from the server and keep inside of this library folder, guys, right? Then we have the Maven dependency folder. Here you can able to see the MySQL, I guess jar file will be there. I'll show you. See, you can able to see this MySQL connector. Why this MySQL connector here, guys? Because in the first time while we creating our application, at this moment we had selected their MySQL driver, right? If you want to add the Oracle, then you can add the Oracle driver there. Then you can able to see the Oracle jar file, right? We added there the MySQL driver accordingly from the server, and you should like connect through the browser. Connected to the internet as well, because guys, whenever our dependency is dependency is added at this moment of creating our application, those dependency will connect to the internet, and accordingly those will be generate the jar files, right, from the browser. So those jar files are generated by using those MySQL, by using those dependencies like MySQL dependency or MySQL driver dependency and Spring Web dependency. And those are the jars which are generated by the Spring Web dependency, guys, right? So you can able to see every jar files are available here, right? And those are downloaded from the Google, right? So those are the Maven dependency which are required to run our application, right? And which are build our application, right, through the Jenkins. So that's why Maven dependency is a very important, right? And those are the JRE system libraries, right? Later we have this target generated source annotations. So skip this folder because this is not needed for our application, guys, right? Then we have this test annotations folder. This is also you can skip for this time, guys. Then we have the source and target. Yeah, this is also you can skip, guys. So what does this target folder? So target folder, whenever we can build our application by manually, like Maven clean install or Maven clean package, accordingly our packaging or our application jar file is generated inside of this target folder, and this jar file will be deployed on the EC2 instance or EC2 virtual machine, right? So in our organization, like the testing team will ask you to give me the jar file and deployed on this your jar file on the server, right? Accordingly you can give the jar file from this target folder, right? So how we can create this jar file, guys? By using the Maven, right? Maven is a building tool, right? And when clean install, accordingly you can able to create the jar file for our application, right? And this jar file we can give it to the testing team, or we can deploy this jar file on the Linux operating system, or we can say that virtual machine, right? And the last one is that is very very important, pom.xml, right? And here we can able to see our dependencies. Let me show you what those dependency we had added. We had added Spring Boot starter dependency, guys, right? So accordingly you can able to see this dependency, right? So this is the dependencies open tag, and here dependency close tag. So in between this dependency open and close tag, we have those dependencies, right? So here you can able to see like Spring Boot dependency. Spring Boot dependency will help us to create the Spring Boot application. Then we have the MySQL connector dependency that we already added, MySQL driver, right? Then by default, it will create the Tomcat, right? So every web application or every Spring Boot application, Tomcat server is a by default added by the dependencies, guys, right? So from this org spring framework.boot, right, Tomcat is automatically invoked here, right? So we haven't added this Tomcat dependency, guys, but if you have the web application by the Spring Boot, then Tomcat is by default invoked in our web application, right? And the last one is starter test dependency. This is also by default added by the JVM, right? So we only added those dependency, Spring Boot and Maven dependency, right? But by default, Tomcat is invoked here and test dependency is also invoked here, right? You can check if you want to write, if you want to like run this application, the Tomcat is automatically invoked there. Or let me add some message here. Let me add one message like system.out.println server is started, right? Now let me run this boot application. So how we can run this boot application? If you can click on this project name, you can right click on this, or you can click go to the run as, and you can click the Spring Boot application, or go to this e-commerce application.java where our main application or main method is available. Then from here also you can right click, you can just click on this run as and just click on the Spring Boot application. Now see, server is started, right? You can able to see this message, server is started, right? Now let's check this console, guys. So Spring logo is printed here, right? Because our Spring Boot application is started from here, like server is started, Spring Boot is started here. Then you can check starting e-commerce application using Java 17.0.13 with PID 6444. Every time PID will be generated, right? Every whenever we can stop this application and start again, PID will get changed, right? No active profile set for this application, right? Then you can see Tomcat initialized with port number 8080. It means the port number for our application is 8080, right? According to this 8080, the people can able to access our applications once we deploy this application on the server. Now this time we can access this application on the local host, right? Now we have the starting service Tomcat, starting servlet engine is Apache Tomcat, right? Then root web application contacts is as well there. Tomcat started on port 8080. This is the sign of our application is started successfully, right? And started e-commerce application in within 2.13 seconds, right? You can check on the browser as well. Just go to the browser. Here you can add the IP address http :/localhost 8080. This is the default port number to run our application on the local host, right? What is this, guys? This is nothing but the host. What is this, guys? 8080 is our port number, and this is our HTTP port, right? So local host. So when we deploy our application on the server, the local host will get changed to our server IP. You know, like we had created the EC2 instance from the AWS space, right? At this moment, you can able to see the public IP like 13.39. Like that of, right, IPv4. So this IPv4 will get generated or will get replaced by this local host, guys, and just click on, right? So it means our web application or local host is going to throw, a local host is right now running, right? So accordingly, if you want to see some message on this, then you can also add some messages from this our web application, right? So yeah, from here you can write anything and those messages will be the peoples can able to see the message on this web browser, guys. Now the local host is also running, right? But we don't have any kind of messages, right? So that's why it is saying that not found anything, status is a 404, right? So this is nothing but our Spring tool suite, guys. So we can, if you want to stop the server, then we have this red button. Accordingly, you can stop the e-commerce application. If you want to run this again, then also you can run from here as well, right? Just right click on this project, run as Spring Boot application. Accordingly, you can able to start our application once again, right? Again, the running it on port number is 8080, right? Let me stop this application. Okay, guys, so this is the overview of our Spring Boot. Okay, so now let me show you like what we need to add it for our application that we discussed already. We need to add, first of all, product entity, right? For this we need to create one more package name. We already have one package. The package name is com.commerce, right? Instead of this com.commerce, we have this main application, right? We have this main method, right? We need to create the one more package for our entity class, right? Let me create the one more package. Just click on this com.commerce, right click on this there, just click on the new, and just click on the package, right? So keep it as it is, this com.commerce, because this is our base package name. And later you can just add the dot, and let me add module or entity. Let me add the entity. Entity is our package name. So our package name is com.commerce.entity. Just click on finish, right? This is our second package name. First package name have the main application, right? The second package name, we can add one more class name here. Like suppose, let me add the class name as product, because I want to add yeah, I want to add the product information there, or product parameters there. So let me add the class name as product. Capital P will be there, right? Just click on the finish. And this is our new class, which is generated from this application package name, guys. com.commerce.entity. Instead of the entity, we have the class name is a product, right? So you can add what are the product parameter that we want to add here, like for our web application, right? So we required here the product ID, we required here product name, we required here product price, description, and stock. Accordingly, you can add the product ID first, right? So let me add here like public and ID, right? So you know like why we are giving here the ID as a int, because this is nothing but the data type. Let me give it as a private, because I don't want to access it from the outside. I want to secure this ID, so that's why I'm just giving here the private access specifier. Okay, so private int ID, or you can give it as a long as well, right? Int have the size limitation, right? Because our ID is around 3 digit. ID will be around 10 digit, ID will be around 15 digits, right? So int is one of the data type, will help us to restrict our size of the ID around 6 to 7 digit, right? I don't want to restrict the size of my ID, so I'm giving here the long as a return type, right? And that ID should be the unique, because that we already discussed that every product have the unique ID, right? Unique ID, it means whenever the admin is going to generate the product, right? The ID by default will be generated, and the ID should be the unique, right? Suppose we have the 1,000 product have the 1,000 different IDs. We have the 1 lakh of product, 1 lakh product have the different IDs, right? So how we can manage it from the backend, guys? By using the ID annotation @ID, right? Let me check why this ID is not coming. I guess one of the dependency that we need to add, maybe stereotype dependency. Let me check. Annotation used for indicating the values annotated with property should be serialized. Okay, let me add the class as an entity first. Add the red entity. Oh, wait, guys. I guess we miss one dependency. Let me check. We have the Spring started web. Then Spring Boot started is also there. MySQL is there. I guess we need to add the JPA dependency. Okay, no problem. We can get it from the browser. Let me go to the Maven dependency. Just go to the Maven repository. Let me search it here. JPA. Yeah, Spring Boot started data JPA, right? Just click on there. Okay. Okay, you can use here like 4.00. It's from the November 20. Okay, you can use the latest dependency. Just go there, copy this dependency, go to the Maven application, and inside of this dependency open and close tag, we can add the dependency. So let me add here. Okay, it will take some time to download dependencies. Okay. Why MVC is here? It should be the web. Okay, no problem. Let me update the project once again. Forcefully update. Click on OK. Okay, go there. Let's try once again, guys. Add the red entity. Yes. Now the Jakarta.persistent from this entity is available here, right? So what we missed here, guys, we missed one dependency. Okay, we required one more dependency as a data JPA, right? Now let me add the ID, right? Every product have the unique ID, or it should be the unique ID, right? So how we can manage this kind of IDs, guys, right? That ID should be the unique, and that ID should not be the null, right? Every time that ID should be the generated whenever the admin is going to update the product, or save the product or create the product, right? Let me add here the ID that should be the unique, right? ID from Jakarta.persistent is the package for this ID, guys, right? You can add the ID, right? Then second one is ID is not going to added by the manually. It will be the, or it should be the generated by automatically, right? For that we have one more annotation, generated, right? Or generated value annotation, right? So generated value, let me add here strategy, sorry, strategy, strategy type, or strategy is equals to generation type dot identity, right? It means that id should be the, that id should be first of all, at the rate id will help us that id should not be the null, and id should be the unique, right? Then generated value, id automatically generate by using this at the rate generated, right? So the admin is not, I mean, admin is not responsible to add the ID by manually, right? Because admin had don't have any, I mean, admin did not have any, I mean, know about this, how much IDs is going to generated, or how much product we have inside of the database, right? So that's why the generated value also help us to generate this ID automatically, right? And ID will help us to that kind of ID, or this particular ID should not be the null, and that will be the unique ID, right? So that will help us, I mean, those annotation will help us to create the long ID, right? Long is the type of this ID, right? Private is the access specifier, right? Access specifier will restrict the access outside of this class, right? From this class, though anyone cannot access this kind of ID case, right? If we are giving this public IP or public access specifier, then anyone can see or anyone can able to access this ID. But I don't want to access this ID by outside, right? That is, we can say that this is the things of, this is the, like, I mean, scenario of the encapsulation, right? Now I want to give you here the name, right? Let me check what are the parameter that we discuss here to add in the entity class. ID, right? That will be the unique, should not be the null, right? And it will be the generated by the automatically, right? Then the second one is name, right? Name is nothing but the name of our product, right? Let me write here. The access specifier is a private, then string is our again data type, right? String is the data type, and name is our variable name, right? Now third thing is the price, right? So price in the format, like, suppose one of the product price will be or should be 26.74 or 25.00 or 1000.50 rupees, right? So that is nothing but the dot, right? I mean, some of the product price will be in this format as well, right? So that's why let me add the return type as a double. Double, it means it will help us or it will allow the dot as well, right? Dot 50, dot 00, dot 74, right? So that's why I'm just giving here double as data, sorry, yes, data type double. Then let me add here price, right? Then the next one is description, private, add the data type as a string and description, right? Then the last one is stock of our product, again private and stock, right? So this is nothing but our entity class, guys, right? So people can able to see the product by ID, with the help of name of this product, with the help of price of this product, with the help of description, and with the help of stock. And admin is also save or create the product with the help of those parameters, and those parameters are mandatory for the admin, guys, right? Whenever the admin is going to create the new product, at this moment admins want to add those fields first, right? ID is automatically generated, so no need to add this manually, but rest of those four fields need to update it by the admin first, right? And whatever the admin is going to update it in the database, those data we can able to access, right? And those product we can able to access, and name of this product which are already added by the admin, right? So this is our entity class, guys. Are you able to see, I mean, are you able to clear about this point, guys, everyone? Yes, no, any doubts still here? Yes, guys. Hello.
Yes, sir, no
Ye-
problem, sir.
Yes, going good.
Okay, okay, that's great. Okay, before moving to the forward, guys, we need to install some stuff first, then we can move forward on this application, because it will take around 2 to 3 hours, right? to complete this application and connect with the database, right? This is our entity class is generated by us, right? So what are the prerequisites for this application that you need to install it in this upcoming days, and on this coming Saturday we can complete this application with database connection, and we can able to, I mean, we can try to deploy this application on the Jenkins as well. But meanwhile, just work on what are the required prerequisites, I mean required parameter or required tools that we need to install for this application base. Okay, so first of all, do the installation for this STS. Okay, STS is Spring Tool Suite. You can try to install it on your system. Okay, if you want, then I can give you the link as well. Let me check. Yes, here is a link. You can go to this link. I didn't see. Okay, I'll give you here. Okay, then let me write here the required tools. Installed. First one, STS. Spring Tool Suite should be the install on your system, or you can use the IntelliJ as well, right? Then second one, Java should be installed. Java, let me write here, Java 17 or Java 8 onwards. Like Java 11 is also you can install. Java 8 is also fine. You can use the Java 17, right? Because Java 17 is the most stable version for this STS 4.32. Okay, let me write here STS version also. The STS version is 4.32, right? 4.32. STS 4.32 should be installed on your system. Then Java 17 is a stable version for this STS, guys. Then you can install Maven 3.9.9, and this is the latest Maven version. You can install this one. Then we need also Postman. Let me check the Postman version. Mhm. It should be the very bad. Okay. Okay, it will take some time. I am checking the Postman. Postman. Okay. I'm going to give you this Postman link, guys. Postman download. Okay, you can download it from here as well. Okay. So whatever the latest version of this Postman, you can download it from there. You can just click on this link. You can able to download this Postman. Okay. Then next one is everyone have the database of the MySQL, or I mean, uh, uh, do we need to connect with the MySQL database, or we can use the Oracle, guys? Because I feel the MySQL is open source, so that's why we can uh, go with the MySQL database. So is there have any doubts for this, guys? Can we go with the MySQL database, or
Yeah, MySQL is perfect.
okay? So just do the installation of the MySQL, guys. MySQL. Let me check the driver. MySQL driver. Because without this tools, guys, we cannot move forward. MySQL 8.0 CE. So you can come up with the MySQL 8.0, guys. 8.0. Okay. So you can try to install this MySQL 8.0, and it should be the server also. Okay. Because I'll show you how this MySQL installation will get done. Let me go to the C.
Sir, it is mandatory to use Eclipse. We can use Intel.
Uh, yeah, you can use the IntelliJ. Not mandatory for this Eclipse STS case. You can use the IntelliJ also. IntelliJ is fine for us. No problem at all.
Sir, can you just um,
Uh-huh.
tell me how to set up IntelliJ?
Yeah, sure, sure. I'll give you the link. Just give me a second. Let me check the MySQL
Okay.
first. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So MySQL, guys, when you try to install the MySQL, it should be the router, server, shell, and workbench. All those four, setup should be there. Okay. So you can see the WhatsApp, YouTube video. There we have 2 to 3 minutes of video. You can try to install the MySQL. I'll give you the video link as well on our WhatsApp group. You can check this video and you can try to install the MySQL, right? Because without server we can't do anything. Okay, because this MySQL is a local host MySQL, right? So that's why we need to give the server as well. Later we can able to connect our application to the MySQL server only. Okay, so try to install the server. So I'll give you the video link, so you can follow this link and you can able to download or install this MySQL. It will take like around 10 to 15 minutes. You can stay on this video and you can follow the process what they are asking, how to connect how to download the MySQL. Okay, so STS is fine. STS or IntelliJ. Let me write here IntelliJ. Then Java 17 is fine, Maven is fine, Postman is fine, MySQL is fine. Later, I guess everyone have the AWS account, right? So AWS account is also mandatory for everyone, guys. Okay, so because once we done with our implementation or code implementation, later we need to deploy this application on the Jenkins first. Okay, so from this AWS account or AWS services, we can create the infrastructure, right? And we can connect our application or deploy our application in the Jenkins. Okay, so apart from this, what we need to install, guys? Java, Maven, Postman, MySQL. Mm, okay, not noted anything apart from this. So you can try to install those one. And for on this IntelliJ, okay. So on this IntelliJ, how we can import or how we can do this? Let me show you. Just go to the IntelliJ. I already have this. Let me check. It should be the open. Okay, that's great. You can use the IntelliJ community version. Okay. From here, see guys, we have the project. Just click on the new project. Okay. Here you can write the name of our project is e-commerce. Sorry, e-commerce. Location is keep as it is. We can use the Java language. Build system should be the Maven, right? JDK is by default anything. Like we have this 22 is supported, or we have this 17. Okay. Just click on the 17. Okay. And what are the required things? Create Git repository, advanced setting. Yes, group ID. What is this group ID, guys? This is nothing but our package name, com.commerce, right? And artifact is also same like the name of our project, right? And later, just click on the create. That's it. It will take some time to download the dependencies. Yes, main method is also there. Yeah, this is our properties, right? And in this, wait guys, In this form.txt, you can add the dependency tag. Dependencies. Suggestion. Then dependency open tag and dependency close tag. Okay. In between this, you can go to the Maven repository. Okay. And from here, you can select the dependency. Which one dependency we had selected first? Spring Web dependency. Just search on the Spring Web. Okay, go there. Then you can use the version like if you have this latest, you can use this latest version 7.0.1. Right? Then copy this dependency, go to the dependency tag and paste here. Right? This is our first dependency. Second one we required here MySQL driver. If you want to go to the MySQL database, MySQL connector G, right? Just click on there. You can use this 9.5.0. Then copy this dependency, and instead of this, you can add this second dependency, right? Then third one is JPA, right? That we added the last Spring Boot starter JPA. Just click on there. You can use this 4.0.0. Copy this dependency, and you can add there, and just click on manipulation. Everyone is clear about this point, guys? Can you just come up with our installation first? I'll going to update this required tool in our chat box. You can copy this and you can try to install first, because without those tools we cannot do anything, guys, because this is the mandatory tools that we need to install in our system. And it will take like around in the next session we can able to complete our application, because we have lots of steps to handle in our application, because we have the service layer, we have the controller layer, we have the repository layer. We didn't write the configuration for our application, right? For our database, sorry, for our database. So we have the lots of stuff. We we can try to did it. Done it by this upcoming session, right? And later we can deploy. We can try to deploy it as well on this Jenkins, guys. Okay. So you can try to install those required tools, and we can start for the controller, start from the controller, service and repository, and later we can connect our application to the database, and we can test it by the Postman and Swagger as well. Okay, for this Swagger we didn't take any kind of tools. We can do it, did it by the browser. Okay, from the browser we can done with the Swagger, guys. Okay, Swagger is also one of the testing tool. Okay, we can test our application, we can create the documentation for our project, so we can done it by the browser only. Okay, is there any doubts, guys? Anything else? Any doubts?
So we can install a Docker file.
No need to install the Docker, guys. I'll give you the session on this, how to create the Docker account, how to register for the Docker account, and we can try to create the image and we can push it on the Docker image later. But this is not part of our development. Okay. First of all, let's focus on this development, and after this session, we can try to deploy this on this Jenkins to SonarQube to Docker to the Kubernetes, guys. Okay, so at this moment I'll give you the hint how we can create the account on the Docker and everything, guys. Okay, so I guess we already did the session on this Kubernetes. Okay, so I'll but no problem, some of the people's are not joined on this session, guys, for this Kubernetes infrastructure. I'll give you the one more session on this, and on this Kubernetes we can try to connect our application, guys. Because you should know about the worker and master node, how our application is going to behave once the application is enter into the infrastructure part, right? And I'll give you the session on this Jenkins deployment with our e-commerce application, guys. Don't worry about this, because in the last session we did the Jenkins practical session on this Maven application only, right? So I'll give you the I will give you the end-to-end session with the REST web application also, right? Once we done with our deployment, then we can deploy this application on the Jenkins, then we can did the SonarQube, right? And later we can deploy this application on this Kubernetes server. Oh, okay. Patch method is not required for right now, but we can create at the moment of the controller. Okay, no problem. We can create the patch method. Okay, at the moment of controller layer, because we have the lots of methods are there, right? I mean, we have the lots of methods, so accordingly we can create the some of the methods like patch, then path variable. What does the path variable, what is doing by the patch, right? What is doing by the put, right? Put already, like about the update the data, right? Then what about this, request param, right? So we will try to understand what are those methods, guys. Okay, no problem at all. So actually, patch is help us to partial update. Okay, update only the name. Suppose I don't want to update anything. I mean everything. Okay, so like put method will help us to update the everything. Like I want to update the name. I want to update the price. I want to update the stock. At this moment, we can use the put method, right? So I already write here. Yeah, put method update complete record, right? So you can write here patch method. Ch patch method will help us to partial update. It's nothing but suppose I want to update only the price, right? Like suppose price is getting changed, right? At this moment we can update update the price only, right? By using the patch method. Okay, we can work on this methods, guys, no problem. Okay, so I guess that's it from mine. Any doubts when next session starts? Yeah, so upcoming Saturday, the next session will be every weekend we have these sessions. Okay, so management team will give the updates on this next session, guys. So don't worry about it. So you can connect with our LinkedIn. You can follow our LinkedIn accounts. You can connect with our like WhatsApp group. You will get the more updates on it, and you will get the certificate as well. Okay. Okay, so I guess thank you so much, guys. Thanks for the join and try to install everything. So that's better. We can able to like create our web application, and then we can deploy this application on the infrastructure, guys. Thank you so much, and thanks for the join. Have a great day. Have a great weekend, guys.
Thank you, sir.